Hey, you want to hear a joke? Yes, it feels so good to be wrong. So yeah, this we have it. I see Sam Bradford getting a lot of yards. The question is, can he score touchdowns? Getting us in a couple Kai Forbath field goals isn't going to cut it, and that's how I kind of see this team going. I have them getting a few drives to 20, maybe getting us 9 points on the board with a few field goals, but that's about it. Our defense will have to get us some good field position, hopefully a few turnovers. Otherwise, 31-21, like I said, give me dumbass. Sometimes, wait, was I right the whole time? What if I told you? It was reverse psychology the entire time. I knew it. I knew. You guys think you're here would be watching a YouTuber that would be wrong about his predictions. I'm right about everything I've ever said. If you guys think I'm wrong, you need to go back, watch all my videos, and tell me when I messed up. Anyways, Vikings beat the Saints. And we're going to talk about it. That's what you signed up for. So, the Vikings beat the Saints, and our offense was amazing. First off, let me look up that score quick though. We won 29-19, and that last touchdown from the Saints was garbage time, so it might as well be 29-12. Terrific all the way around. So let's start off offensively. Probably Sam Bradford's, if not his best game as a Viking, his best game of his whole career. Very well could be. So let's pull up these whole stats here. Sam Bradford, 27 out of 32 for 346 yards, 3 touchdowns, rating him 143. Terrific, amazing, too good. If we get this out of Sam, I'm gonna very quickly not stop liking Teddy as much. Go for my boy, Sam. So, now, running the game, that's what I said was the key to win this game, and boy, did we do it. And it was only Dalvin Cook, which I think surprised a lot of people. Dalvin Cook, 22 carries, 127 yards for a franchise record. 5.8 yards per average. He still is looking for that first NFL touchdown. And as long as 33, we showed extremely quick burst getting to the sideline. Maybe the biggest disappointment, especially on the offensive side of the ball, our second biggest free agent acquisition, Latavius Murray. 2 carries, 6 yards, 3 average. Yikes. And a fumble. Jerick McKinnon, 3 for 5, 1.7 yards. A lot worse than Latavius Murray, but no fumbles. So I think we take that every day out of the week. Sam Bradford, 2 for -3. Those were all the kneel downs. We did it at the end of the game. And jet sweep was broken up for boy Stefon Diggs. 1 carry, -6 yards. Next. Receiving. Who caught those passes from our boy Sammy Sleeves? 9 receptions for 157 yards, as long as 44. The deep threat all day. Mankato's finest, Adam Thielen. Stefon Diggs, 7 for 93. 2 touchdowns, 30 long. Looked very good on the touchdown grabs. A little fade to the end zone. That's what I thought we were going to use Treadwell for. And I thought that was Mobo's only really hope for making the roster is being that red zone threat. But our boy Stefon's like, yo, Zim, I got this. And that's exactly what he showed. Jerick McKinnon, 3 for 32. Looks like a really good receiving back. Look what we kind of need. I hope we see that type of production out of Latavius Murray in the future. Kyle Rudolph, 3 for 26 and a touchdown. Jarius Wright, 1 for 21. Dalvin Cook, 3 for 10 and a few drops. So one bad thing about this game for our boy Dalvin Cook, it was the drops, and it's something we shouldn't have to worry about. Probably just the only thing he had to suck at something for his debut, right? We don't be like, oh, this is the Jesus Christ of running backs. This is the Adrian Peterson of running backs, right? But now it's the Dalvin Cook of Dalvin Cooks. But no, instead of doing that, he dropped a few passes so we can lay down the hype tad. And then probably the most exciting catch of the day, Laquan Treadwell, 1 for 7. Welcome to the squad. So offensively, the whole story, our offensive line was terrific all the way around. Riley Reef looked like a left tackle. a lot better than our boy Matt Khalil was. I think that was a really good transaction when we did it. One way plug Bryce the Beast. He's a Lions fan, and he thought Riley Reef was bad, but he was a right tackle in Detroit last year, and that's why he's an athletic lineman that should be playing on the outside, on the pass blocking side, the left side, and not the right side where it's mostly run blocking, and we use him very well for that. Our worst lineman probably is going to be Nick Easton, going to left guard for Alex Boone, but still probably better than what Alex Boone would have done. Easton looks like an absolute stud. I don't think anybody could have expected him. If Dalvin Cook didn't steal the show as far as rookies, really starting to look like the rookie of the year already. Nick Easton, Pat Elfline actually. My God, I don't think linemen can win rookie of the years because voters and such. But it's probably the best center we looked like we've had since John Sullivan, and so it's been like 5 years or whatever. He was looking extremely good for a rookie. Now, temper the old hype trains a little bit, because this is, of course, the Saints defense. They aren't known for being very good, even though they're one of the best defenses in preseason. So take it or leave it. It's kind of up to you, but I would make our offense prove it before we get too hyped. But yeah, right guard Joe Berger did Joe Berger things. Really good run blocking. Mike Remmer is probably our second worst offensive lineman. Really good run blocker. All of our 5 of our linemen are very exceptional run blocking linemen. Kind of what we thought we had last year, but they all were garbage at everything. So, Kyle Rudolph, I think most people would expect a few more yards than him, but he got a touchdown. He blocked Bell. That's what we want from our tight end. And then receivers. It was a Thielen and Diggs show all day, which is kind of weird. I think we're expecting maybe 80 yards Diggs, 60 yards Thielen, then like 30 or 40 yards for Treadwell, and like 50, 60 yards from Rudolph. But that's not what happened. It was just Rudolph. Thielen's deep. Oh, Diggs deep. And that was the whole game plan on offense. And it was fun to see when Sam has time in the pocket. Might have to jump off the Teddy train. But again, hold the horses. We have to wait for a good competition. That's my probably biggest criticism of Sam Bradford, is that when the game really matters, when it's close and in crunch time, it looks like he kind of crumbles under the pressure. So once Sam leads a comeback, like maybe week 2, we can give him more credit. For now, again, hold your horses. Defensively, whenever you hold Drew Brees and the Saints to barely anything, you know you did something right. 19 points. Again, the 7 points at the very end was garbage time. So 12 points. You can say a little more, but whatever. The Saints weren't very crisp either, but still the freaking Saints. It's Drew Brees, Michael Thomas, a lot of weapons on that side of the ball. And we still did very good. Trey Waynes led the team with 11 tackles, and I still think he's the weakest link. Got burned a lot. Now, you have to acknowledge that it's going to be a lot of Xavier Rhodes scaring away opposing defenders or opposing offenses to throw his way, because he's so darn good that, why would you throw to our boy Xavier Rhodes, the best cornerback in the game, when there's rookie old, can't cover anybody, and if I do stop him, it'll probably be a pass interference call, Trey Waynes. So it's kind of up to that. We had kind of a stupid mismatch when we had Ted Ginn and Terrence Newman all day. It would probably look better if that was Waynes, but maybe that was a lack of trust of Wayne. That's what I kind of mark it down to, because Zimmer's not going to be stupid. He would know better. So it's either, well, Newman won't get burnt too bad, but Waynes will get burnt really bad. So I think that's what it kind of comes down to. Well, when it comes to those speedy receivers, I really hope that we can figure it out. Maybe Mackenzie Alexander can step up, or Tremaine Brock, who was inactive this game. Anthony Barr was second on our team with 8 tackles. Looked a lot more like old Anthony Barr, so that's good to see. Eric Kendricks was all over the place with 6 tackles as well. 1 pass deflection. Harrison Smith, 6 for another pass deflection. Everson Griffin, 6. and a sack. Peterson had 6, and then down the line, Daniel Hunter only had 1 tackle, but he was everywhere as far as getting pressures on the quarterback, Drew Brees. Kai Forbath was 3 for 3 on the field goals, but did miss the PAT. Jerick McKinnon, as good as he looked like a good receiving back, he looked like a pretty bad kick returner. Maybe it was just first game of the year, he wanted to make a big splashy play, but instead got tackled at the 10-yard line. Don't do that, okay? We just get the ball at the 25, take the knee, stay healthy. It's not that hard. Don't have to be so splashy. Peterson did that a lot last year too, and that made me mad too, because he would do that same thing. He tackled the 10-yard line, and our offense was so awful last year that it was a detriment to our team. So don't do that. Now, Drew Brees, 27, 37 attempts, 291 yards. He marked about 80 out of that in garbage time. Adrian Peterson, like I said at the beginning of the show, 6 for 18, hilarious. Kamara looked very good, 7 for 18. He looked better as a receiver, of course. His 2.6 is bad. 6 for 17. Ingram, we really did a good job stopping the run. That's probably the biggest key to us all year is stopping the run. Because then if we get third and longs, we have probably the best D-line in football. Get after them. And then if Trey Wayne's can hold the guy for half a second longer than he usually is, which might be a bit of a stretch. I guess I got it, so you can throw it deep to where the Trey Wayne's is covering, that would be 20 yards every time. But I'm being harsh, okay. Receiving. Mark Ingram, 5 for 54. Fleener, 5 for 54. Ted Ginn, 4 for 53. Lewis, 2 for 52. Kind of the number you're kind of expecting on the Vikings offense. If these would have been flipped around even and you didn't have names associated with them or anything, you'd be like, no, the shittier offense with the Vikings, obviously. But wrong. So the Vikings dominated all this game, except for a few PATs, or the one PAT that was missed. You had the few drops. Anything that could have went wrong, most of it didn't go wrong for once. So I think we should all be happy about that. And let's talk about who was the best players of the game. And I have a little pro football focused view on that. But for me, I'm going to say best player in our offense. The most important player was Dalvin Cook. So like I said, getting the rushing game going was the most important thing. But when you have Stephon Diggs freaking destroying the cornerbacks, catching a fade in the end zone, like 5'10", are you kidding me? His footwork on the outside was terrific. Defensively, probably Kendricks. So now, as far as the opposite of that, we're going to look at Trey Wayne's donkey of the defense, and offensively, there really was nobody bad, but probably would be a Nick Easton, even though it's still a very small donkey. Don't worry too much about it. Pro Football Focus grades. The #1 grade was Stephon Diggs, 88.9. Bradford, 87.4. Harrison Smith, 86.8. Adam Thielen, 86.8 as well. Riley Reef, 83.1. And Bradford got the NFC quarterback for the week. So, tons of credit to our offense. Who would have thought we'd be saying that? We play the Steelers in Pittsburgh next Sunday, so be hyped for that. Tell me what you guys thought about this game in the comment section down below. And if you're still here, make sure to like the video if you haven't already. And we'll see you guys in the next JOZ Vikings video. See ya.